Shalom. Call Aloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, I came across this dude's page, and I really like it. He basically makes videos concerning different political and I guess economic situations. And he's going in this video talking about, of course, the whole kidnapping Venezuela, what's going on over there, and of course how other countries are responding to it. And so we're going to watch this video. It's kind of long, but he gives really good information, and of course we're going to tie everything into the scriptures. So let's check this out, and then of course we'll grab those precepts.
Recruiting other nations, China, North Korea, Iran, Cuba, Chile, and many other countries are threatening to go to war over Maduro's kidnapping. Each of these countries are condemning Trump, with Cuba saying they're ready to spill blood over this. And it doesn't just end there, because these nations are also recruiting other nations to join them against pushing back against the United States. And it doesn't help that just yesterday, Trump threatened to go after Cuba and do the same to their leader, as well as Colombia, Greenland, and many more. And this all happened yesterday, but today he's saying we now need Greenland for our national security. Let's take a look at this clip.
We need Greenland for national security, not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place.
Let's take a couple looks at this. Trump is isolating himself and Americans from the rest of the world, making enemies of the rest of the world. So how does he think this is going to end when everybody is against what he's doing and he's threatening to invade all of these sovereign nations? The kidnapping of Maduro is simply an example and a message to send to everybody else. But America's own sovereignty is now being threatened in return, because Cuba and Venezuela have vowed to give blood over this if Maduro is not returned, and Colombia is implying the same thing. Now, something that is absolutely mind-blowing is that it is alleged that this was one of the final straws for Trump to want to go kidnap him. This information is coming straight from New York Times, and it was Maduro dancing doing Trump's dance, and Trump's team looked at it as him mocking them. Aside from oil, this was a battle of the egos. Take a look at this clip. And here are statements coming directly from Trump's team about this. Mr. Maduro's regular public dancing and other displays of nonchalance in recent weeks helped persuade some of the Trump team that the Venezuelan president was mocking them and trying to call what he believed a bluff, according to two of the people who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to talk about the confidential discussions, so the White House decided to follow through on its military threats. The terrible thing for the Trump administration is it's not other countries banding against Trump, it's also his own citizens. So J.D. Vance put out a statement. However, we know we cannot trust a single word that comes out of J.D. Vance's mouth. However, we can break down exactly what he's trying to say and see how much panic they're really trying to hide beneath the surface. You see a lot of claims that Venezuela has nothing to do with drugs because most of the fentanyl comes from elsewhere. I want to address this. First off, fentanyl is not the only drug in the world, and there is still fentanyl coming from Venezuela, or at least there was. Second, cocaine, which is the main drug traffic out of Venezuela, is the profit center for all of the Latin American cartels. If you cut out the money from cocaine, you substantially weaken the cartels overall. Also, cocaine is bad too. China, North Korea, Iran, Cuba, Chile, and many other countries are threatening to go to war over Maduro's kidnapping.
Yeah, I just wanted to play that very beginning part again because, of course, that's where all the emphasis lies on this video. As you can see, Trump is basically out here causing global distress amongst all these different nations, and now the leaders of these different countries are all threatening to go to World War III. Why is this relevant? Because the Bible talks about World War III, and a lot of people don't think that, the Bible still has prophecies that need to be played out, or they don't think that we're living in biblical times right now. But the Bible says that World War III is coming. And what people really don't get is that America is going to lose. America is prophesied to lose during World War III. So here you have it. It's out there. Everybody knows about it. World War III is on the horizon, which means that we're that much closer to the mark of the beast, which is the microchip being made mandatory. And our job is to prepare ourselves spiritually for that time, because it's going to be a time of testing. World War III is not going to happen before. It's not going to happen before that chip is made mandatory. So if we're this close to World War III, you know that we're even that much closer to the chip, to the mark of the beast being really pushed out there. But I want to start here in the book of Revelation 17, and I want to read verse 16 right here. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast." Now remember, John got this vision. He really saw a beast. But that beast that he saw represented something different today. It represents a power structure, the global power structure that's running the world, which is NATO and the EU. So that's what this beast system is. It says, "The 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." Now the whore right here represents America, but America is a part of NATO. And it says, "These shall hate the whore," so they shall hate America, "and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." So this right here represents that not only, of course, America's enemies, but even America's allies are going to turn against her, that whore. America's own allies are going to turn against her and destroy this place in World War III. And you can see why. You see what Trump is doing right now with this whole kidnapping of Maduro. He's now causing enemies of different places, and then everybody's banding together and they're saying, look, this is violating international law, international security. He's threatening to do this in, Greenland? Now he's threatening to do the same thing in Greenland, threatening to do the same thing, I think, in Cuba. But Cuba and Venezuela, they're saying they're willing to spill blood over this. And then, like the dude said in the video, Colombia is even basically saying the same thing. They're saying the same thing. So nations are willing to actually die over protecting their president and just their own sovereignty. But you have Trump, of course, the big bad wolf, saying we're America, we can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. We have a strong military. We're taking over. And that's the spirit of Edomites. That's the spirit of Esau, Edom. Trump exudes that spirit. So this will be the end of World War III, with America's enemies and allies turning on her and shooting missiles on this place. And of course, when we come to Revelation 18 and we read verse 8, it tells us how that's going to happen quickly. It says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day." Her, once again referring to that great whore, Babylon the Great, also America. "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire." Once again, the same verbiage is being used. "And she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judgeth her." So the Lord is the one controlling all of this and making this happen. And that's exactly why we push this out there. We're not shying away from it. And we're not fear-mongering, as certain individuals like to call it. We do talk about and push the fear of the Lord, but we do that for the sake of reverence. You fear the Lord because you give him reverence. You fear him because you know that if you're not destined, it's coming to predestination. And if you're not a part of that number, then you're going to be left here. So yeah, we give him reverence. We fear him. We have faith in his words. And because of that, we're looking to receive salvation. We're looking to be delivered when this place, America, gets destroyed in one day. "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day." And I think when you keep reading down, it even says 1 hour in one of these scriptures. I'm sure it does. I'm not going to look for it. But very, very quickly, the Lord is going to take this place out very, very quickly. And salvation is going to be when certain individuals, the elect, out of the nation of Israel, are delivered into a chariot in the midst of World War III, in the midst of these missiles being shot over here from America's enemies and from America's allies. So that's what true salvation is. Nobody has been saved yet. So we speak on this, we warn our people, and we let everybody know, look, this is coming, it's around the corner, and you see the evidence of it. You see the evidence of it. And Yahushua even told us. Matthew 24, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And all those things are currently happening right now. But of course, World War III is the end-all be-all, and we're very, very close. We'll end off with this precept in Revelation. It's either 14 or 11. Let's try 11. Yep, Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past. That's World War II. So the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the third woe represents World War III. Obviously, woe right here represents a great destruction. That's what it is. So the third great destruction, which is World War III, cometh quickly. There's so much evidence surrounding that point, especially because of what Trump just did in Venezuela. And now we see all these different nations, they're banding together and saying, look, we can't allow this man or this country to keep doing that. And they're willing to go to war over it. So that's around the corner. Keep your eyes peeled back, looking out for the mark of the beast as well, for something to happen here in Babylon the Great, and then for Esau to bring in his quote-unquote solution, which is that chip. So continue to watch and increase your spirit. Ask the Lord to increase your faith, to keep you strong during that hour of temptation, because that will happen before World War III. So Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. Kol Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Shalom.